Sup boys, Ludo here, and let's get going. Class tuning incoming April 7th. Let's see what Blizzard prepared for us. Thank you for the viewer who notified me of this, and yeah. First things first, what does need a nerf? I played almost 10 classes to 1.8 now, above, and I played a lot of games, so I know what's broken. And what is broken? It's the mage, okay? It's the fire mage, it's frost mage, it's the sub rogue, and Mistweaver. Other than that, I mean, Windwalker is very strong as well. Ret is pretty damn strong as well. Do we have any other outliners? Discipline is pretty strong as well. But you know, those could receive small nerfs. But the first four I mentioned need big nerfs. Okay? So let's see what we have. Starting with the Death Knight. I think all Death Knight are balanced really well. I just played Unholy. It feels really good, but then you get matched against Fire Mage and Sub Rogue and you get deleted. No counterplay. So, yeah. Let's start with the Death Knight. So, Blood. I think Blood is not the best tank at the moment. It's like middle of the pack, so let's see. Melee auto attack damage increased by 25%. Death strike damage increased by 12%. Blood fortification increased to 45 from 35. Bone shield increases armor by 180% of the strength instead of 150%. Fair, you know, it's not impressive at all. I didn't see any in arena. Did I see any in a blitz? Maybe one, and it is whatever, you know. It's not dominating. Getting buffed, no problem, right? So Frost. These are only PvE changes, seems so. So Obliterate damage increased by 12% and Frost Strike and Frostbane damage increased by 15% only in PvE, so not in PvP. Let's see, do we have some PvP changes? We do not. So Demon Hunter, again, tank changes. Melee auto attack damage increased by 40%, focus cleave damage bonus for soul cleave primary target increased to 60% from 50%, soul cover damage increased by 50%. This is not gonna do anything in PvP. Vengeance Demon Hunter is the worst tank in PvP. It's horrible in arena as well. So yeah, this is not gonna do anything. Demon Hunter. Fix an issue causing Illidari knowledge to reduce damage taken by 1.8 per point instead of 2%. Okay, this is a nice bug fix, but it's gonna be a buff, so this is good. Because, guys, Demon Hunter feels like paper, literally. All damage increased by 8% for Devourer. Okay. Guys, if you followed, Devourer is pumping hard. It's pumping hard, but it's bugged. So I don't think, honestly, it needs damage increased. I don't. It needs bug fix, plus it needs survivability buff. That's what it needs. Damage is really good, okay? It's really good. Illidari Knowledge now reduces magic damage taken by 4% slash 8% instead of 1.8, 3.6. This is big. Very big. Okay. Armor of Souls now increases armor by 100% instead of 50%. Very nice. Very nice. Voice Card, Voice Surge damage reduced by 20% in PvP combat. What? It was already garbage. It was already bad. Voice Card was bad. Okay. There's like one person that's playing it above 2k. One. It's pretty bad, you know. Annihilator, Voidfall Meteor damage reduced by 10% in PvP combat. Like, that's fine. I mean, we buffed all the damage by 8%, reducing Voidfall Meteor by 10%, no big deal. That's fine, really fine. Otherworldly Focus now increases Collapsing Star and Voidfall Meteor damage by 15% when striking a single target instead of 35%. I think that's fine too. I would take that straight, that 8% on all damage, definitely. So all in all, we have a big buff for Devourer, big buff, and we do have some survivability buff as well against magic casters. Honestly, my worst matchups on Devourer were like a mage, because he can lock you for 6 seconds and then your meta is completely done. So yeah, this is good, but all I want to see is that bug fix, okay? So I'm happy with this. Who's next? Hunter? Or? No, it's Druid, okay. So we don't have any PvP changes for Druid. Let's see here. Starfall damage increased by 16%, and Ascendant Eclipse Lunar Ball damage increased by 10%. Nothing in PvP. No feral changes, seems like. Guardian. Whatever this is, Moonlight causes Moonfire to reduce damage dealt to you by 6/12% instead of 5/10%. Okay, so this is a buff to defensiveness to Guardian. Okay. Rend and Tear now causes trash to reduce target's damage done to you by 6% per stack. 3% per stack instead of 2%. Another defensive buff to Guardian. Well, this is pretty decent in my opinion, especially in, well, Battlegrounds, right? So I think Guardian will be the best tank. Will the Blood DK thing bump it up? It's probably gonna be third best tank, right? But yeah, that's how it looks now. Evoker. We only have one change for Devastation. Flame Shaper. Consume Flame now causes Disintegrate to detonate 150% of fire breath damage instead of 115. This is not gonna change a thing for PvP, so nothing happened, right? No one's playing Flame Shaper anyway, so nothing for Evoker either. Okay, so down there we have Hunter. Let's see Hunter. All damage reduced by 5% in PvP combat for Beastmaster. Played Beastmaster. Beastmaster seems really good, and honestly this is fair. Like it pumps. Beastmaster pumps. If it's just gonna get 5% damage reduction, it's fine. You know, no big deal. It's really strong. Now Windwalker, insane. It's really good. It's really good. And we can see it's gonna get some nerfs. All damage reduced by 3% in PvP combat. That's fair. Glory of the Dawn damage reduced by 50% in PvP combat. This is the second Rising Sun Kick proc, right? Once it hits twice. That's fine. That's fine. It's not gonna kill the spec, but it's gonna reduce the burst. Okay. Weapon of the Wind now increases the damage during Zenith by 5% instead of 10% in PvP. Again, Windwalker was almost an outliner. I would say it's fourth best spec in the game, together with Ret, after those two mage specs and one sub-rogue. So getting a nerf is fine, but those three that I mentioned need to get big nerfs. And at this point I think we stop with the Windwalker nerfs, right? At this point I think we stop with the Windwalker nerfs. After this, I think it's gonna be balanced. It's just gonna be A tier, okay? Now, we have Paladin. Let's see up first. So, protection. Auto attack damage increased by 50%, not in PvP. Glory of the Vanguard, so this is Apex sound, I guess. Increases judgment damage by 20/40% instead of 10/20%, not in PvP though. Glory of the Vanguard increases Shield of Righteous damage to your primary target by 100% instead of 50%, not in PvP. Greater Judgment causes the target to take 50% increased damage from your next Shield of Righteous instead of 40%, again not in PvP. Imbued Shield reduces magical damage taken by 12% instead of 10%. So buff to defensiveness. I mean, Protection Paladin is insane in Arena. Insane. It's super good. Readout increases armor by up to 60% based on mixing health instead of 50%. Again, survivability buff. Crazy. Light of the Titans healing increased by 200% when afflicted by harmful periodic effect. Okay. So I think I saw there were some nerfs, right? Let's check that out first. All healing reduced by 10% in PvP combat. Great. Glory of the Vanguard damage reduced by 25%. Very good. Honestly, protection is just it's horrible to play against. It's really horrible to play against because the games last for like 4 or 5 minutes if the protection is, you know, good. So it's really horrible to play against in Arena. So it does need a nerf. Okay, I'm fine with things they buffed. Who cares? But like this was a big problem, and the big problem is, you know, they have 2 Valkyries as well. Like that's a bit too much in my opinion. Okay, let's reduce it to 1. It's really much. Now Holy Paladin healing output is behind our expectations. We're targeting, okay. Word of Glory healing increased by 20%. Okay. Light of Dawn healing increased by 20%. Okay. Do we have any nerfs? We don't. Well, Holy Paladin is, in my opinion, well, I think it's balanced, honestly. It's fine. It's fine. I think Druid is better. I think Discipline is better and Misfear is better. So I think it's fine. You know, it's in the middle of the pack now. So it's fine. Oh, I messed it up. No, they messed it up. How are they doing Paladin than Monk? Like, they can't even make time to order these. Like, what are they doing? Brewmaster Vital Flame now causes you to heal for 40% of fire and nature damage dealt by your spells and abilities worth 50%. So, well, small nerf, no big deal. Shadow Pan, predictive trending now reduces all damage taken by 8% instead of 10%. Okay. They're nerfing a little bit Brewmaster survivability, that's fine. Like, it's super good. Windwalker, Fist of Fury now deals 60% of its primary damage to other targets, was 54%. Okay, that's good. A little buff to the cleave. Fist of Fury is not that great either, but you know, nice to get some small buff after well, a big nerf, right? Rogue. Wait, mage nothing, right? Mage nothing. Okay. Okay. Rogue. Assination. Caustic Spatter causes 20% of your nature damage to hit nearby enemies, was 18%. Sure, why not? Garrote and Rupture damage increased by 5%. Sure, why not? Fan of Knives and Crimson Tempest increased by 10%. Sure, why not? Now, I've seen one or two Assignations and they were honestly doing well. So, Assination is getting in a good spot. It's getting in a good spot. What else do we have? Assassination. Mutilate damage increased by 180% in PvP combat. Now this is fine because Mutilate does no damage anyway. So yeah. I think Assassination is getting easy B tier. Okay. I think Assassination is an easy B tier. Now Outlaw is complete garbage and well, that needs some buffs. All damage increased by 4%. Good. Blade Flurry causes your ability to strike nearby enemies for 28% of the damage instead of 30%. Fate Intervene decreases the percent damage of Blade Flurry spreads by 5 instead of 6. So these are PvE nerfs, I guess. Nimble Flurry increases Blade Flurry damage by 25% instead of 30%. Well, again, we are nerfing some AoE damage in Mythic Plus, I guess. We did get 4% buff though. And we get 8% buff on all abilities in PvP on Outlaw. Very nice. Menacing Rush damage bonus during Adrenaline Rush reduced to 10% from 20%. Okay. So, all in all, not much for Outlaw, but oh, we have a nerf. Trickster, Flawless Form now increases the damage of finishing moves by 2% per stack instead of 4% per stack. Is this gonna do anything? No. We need a Shadow Dance nerf, nothing else, honestly. We can leave the baseline damage, we just need the Shadow Dance nerf. It's too much. It's just way too much. It's literally unplayable against, honestly. Like some classes have nothing, and Rogue has Sub-Rogue. It's everything, right? Like, I like Sub-Rogue. I'm not hating on it. It's just overpowered, guys. We have to be real about this. We have to be real about this. Same as Fire Mage and Frost Mage. Like, Fire Mage, I just played a game against Fire Mage as a Unholy DK, which is kind of an anti-mage. My boy one-shots me through Anti-Magic Shell, Icebound Fortitude, and Strangulate. I mean, what more can you do? And Anti-Magic Zone. I mean, Combustion is just way overpowered. Frost Mage is, I mean, obnoxious. And Sub-Rogue as well. So these three classes, I can't believe we are not nerfing. Can't believe it. What else do we have? Shaman. Do you have anything above? We do not. Oh, we do. Okay. Enhancement. Lightning bolt damage increased by 8%. Chain lightning damage increased by 25%. Crash lightning initial impact damage increased by 20%. Crash lightning weapon enhancement effect increased by 10%. And storm strike and wind strike increased by 15%. All in PvE only, so not in PvP. Well, enhancement is pretty damn good in PvP. And yeah, I would leave it at that. I wouldn't buff it anymore. I wouldn't nerf it, maybe. It's really good. I wouldn't buff it, definitely. I think it's in a fair spot. Restoration. Healing wave increased by 20% in PvP combat. Honestly, Resto Shaman kinda seems weak. And this is completely fine, you know. It's, I would say, bottom 3 healers for sure. Bottom 3. Warlock. All damage increased by 12% in PvP. This is for Affliction, right? Unstable Affliction. Damage increased by 15% in PvP. Now, this is fine. It's gonna help, you know, non-one-trick afflictions, definitely. But what I've noticed is I've seen few, well, you know, usually high-ranked afflictions, and it's very tough to play against them. Like, affliction seems really good in hands of really good players, but for anyone who's not like rank 1, it's gonna suck. Like for me, for most of us, right, it's gonna suck. But it's scary for playing against these one-trick afflictions. So honestly, what I would like is for affliction to get maybe a bit easier, because it's really hard to perform on it, you know. Honestly, that's the biggest issue in my opinion for affliction, to get the damage off, because it does good damage if you can play, you know. You just need to be able to play. So yeah. Now warrior. That's it, yeah. Warrior, no fury changes. Arms, all damage increased by 3%. That's good. Rend damage increased by 15%. Okay. Deep wounds damage increased by 100%. Okay. Colossus, demolish damage reduced by 15%. Okay, so we're reducing the burst. Corrosion now causes the final strike from demolish to increase the critical strike chance of your next mortal strike by 15% instead of 100%. So this is a huge nerf to Colossus. And honestly, this was the only thing Arms had going for it. The setup big mortal strike, let's call it one shot. So now that that's gone, well, yeah, you know, it's not gonna be good, because warrior is very immobile and it's hard to do damage because you don't do much damage outside of that gimmick. Fury is pumping well, but Arms is not on the same level. So increasing the bleed damage, like, I don't want to go to bleed damage on warrior. Okay, let's do that on Assassination Rogue. But do we have to really play bleed on Arms? Like, why is it being forced all the time? I don't get it. Why is it being forced all the time? Like, we want big numbers on Arms, am I right? We want big juicy mortal strikes, executes, not rend and deep wounds damage. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm the minority here, what I want, but I really don't care about this. I care about execute damage, and I care about mortal strike damage. That's what I want, that's what I care about. Nothing else, okay? If we traded 20% more damage on mortal strike and execute for this, I'd be fine. I'd be fine. So all in all, once again, some good changes, you know. We have some good changes. Like, most of these changes are good, you know, they're good changes. But then again, we're missing stuff that's the most important thing. Sub-rogue nerfs, Shadowlands, and mage nerfs. Like, why are we... This is 4th patch in a row where Frost Mage, which is on the top of the ladder, it's on the top of the ladder. Why is it dodging a nerf? I don't get it. Like, if you look at the top of the ladder in Europe, which is dominated by rogues and mages, North America is a little bit different. but that's always the case. It's only mages and rogues at the top. Like, first top 10 is mages and rogues. Like, what are we talking about? And they're dominating even low brackets, right? Sub-rogue and mage is even dominating lower brackets, and it shouldn't, because that's the high skill specs, right? So they shouldn't be dominating the lower specs. And you can imagine how it is at the higher brackets then, right? If they're dominating the lower. So yeah, I think that says a lot. So all in all, again, I like the changes they've made, but I hate the changes they didn't make. So for the next patch, once again, I'm hoping for Frost Mage Nurse, I'm hoping for Fire Mage Nurse, I'm hoping for Sub-Rogue Nurse, I'm hoping for Mistweaver Nurse. I think Windwalker is fine now. And again, I would like some buffs to Warrior. I would like some buffs to maybe weaker healers like Resto Shaman could get some love as well. Preservation Worker could get some love as well. Druids seem fine. Demon Hunters, then again, bug fix. A buff to survivability. Demon Hunter is very squishy, very squishy. Paladin seems still strong. Again, it's gonna be 4th best spec right now after, well, Windwalker is nerfed now, right? So Ret is gonna take that place, and that could, you know, maybe a small nerf to balance it out. But then again, I said what's priority, right? In my opinion. Anyway, boys, thank you for watching, and see you in the next patch. Peace out.